Alright folks, I'm outside as I told you. It's a bit tough to do the lawnmower now. We'll be focusing mostly on this lawn. As you can see, it's thinner there, although I'm going to set it to 2 inches, so it may have some there. But basically, it's going into November. The lawn is thinning out. Now I know what this looks like. So to give you a quick history lesson, we tried many different types of lawns here. We even paid thousands of dollars for Kentucky bluegrass, but something about the soil over here is really tough. As you can see, lawns across the street are all brown. My wife, who's an amazing gardener, look at my wife, who's an amazing gardener, look at her gardening, and you'll see more of her garden and all the wonderful things that she's been able to do. She eventually decided to go with clover weed, believe it or not. And when you see this in the summer, the whole lawn is green and you cut it level. It's the most beautiful thing. And it's like this part here is very, once it's caught, it didn't catch all the way. We had a couple of challenges with cats urinating on the lawn and things like that from our neighbors. And so hopefully next year, this will be all lush green. I'll take you on a walk around so you can see a bit of her. That's a blue spruce. You can see a bit of her gardening work, although it's the end of the season and the blooms are dying out. But let me see if I can go any further. I can't. But you'll see. All right. Here's a part of her garden bed that's still doing okay. It's dying off, but it's okay. So my plan for this is the garage. And as you can see from the way I turned, I'm at the front of my house, so there's no way to leave this permanently at this point. But it's the end of the season, right? So right under that window well there, I have an AC outlet. So my plan is to put the garage right about here, plug it in over there, and then follow all the instructions step by step and see if we're successful. I'll take you along in my journey. So right now I'm going to set up the garage over there. It's only me, so I can't really manipulate the camera at the same time, but I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to put this down. I'm going to put a few stakes in it to hold it down. I'm going to put this down in it. This slides in it as you saw before. So this here goes in here, and I'll put a few stakes to hold that down. And let me just show you in the box. You've seen it from the photos before, but there's different types of stakes, right? As you can see here, there's stakes. There's cables to hold the wire down. There's a long wire. There's a pole. There's an antenna, and it hooks up to a GPS thing that I believe is in this box. Okay, so I'll set it all up following the instructions. When I'm done each part, I'll do a part of a video, and there'll be photographs in the full review that you can read using the link in the description below. So let's get started. I'll be back once the garage is set up. So I'm bringing you back in to show you my progress. This is the last screw. These things actually screw in, and they actually do anchor to the ground, into the earth, and I think that is really important. And I understand it because this pad is the pad that the lawnmower needs to climb to take itself back to recharge. I don't have a big enough lawn that I think it will run out of charge, but they also say this needs to be flat. And as you can see, I'm sorry if you see me waving this, it's a little warm today in New York, and so the mosquitoes have come out, whatever left of them. But you screw this down so it's tight into the ground, so now the lawnmower has an easy time getting itself up into the charging base. At the back of the garage, I took out this piece so the cables can pass through. There's 2 cables here. One is the power and the other one is for the antenna that I'm going to add shortly. Here is the power brick. I'm going to plug it into there in a moment once I've added the antenna, and then put the lawnmower in and close the back here with the orange piece, and then we'll be on to the next step. So I've moved over here for a moment to show you what I'm going to be setting up next. You see the base, the poles. That's the antenna that goes at the top of the poles. I moved over here. To do this, you have to pass the wire through the pole. I moved over here to do this because the mosquitoes are biting me up really badly over in the bush. So I'm going to set this up. The only requirement for this is that It's in an open area, so it gets full view of the sky. That's easy here. They've given you some stakes to hold the cable down to the ground, but I'm going to throw the cable through the bed at the side, so there'll be no need to stake this cable down the ground. So let me go ahead and set that up. So I have connected everything. Here is the antenna. There's, as I look up straight, there's nothing but sky. So I didn't have to use a long extension. This bed is in the open. There's also a screw that goes in here to screw this antenna securely, but I'm not going to do that because I have to take everything back out, right? But that's if you're permanent, if you're using this, say, in your backyard where it's secure and it can be left out, that's what you would do. So here's the lawnmower, and now all the wires are down the back, the antenna is connected, the power cable is there. I'm following step-by-step instructions. So the next thing they say to do is connect to the app. So I'm going to do that now, and the pictures from those screens will also be in the review.